If you're not running Facebook ads as a real estate agent to generate listing leads, then you are leaving a lot of money on the table. This strategy is the exact system, including a step-by-step guide and templates that we're going to give you that we've used at our company, Generate Listings, for over 200 real estate agent clients to generate hundreds and millions in listing volume. So let's dive in.
So this is the full step-by-step guide we've put together on the 7 best ways to actually attract new listing leads today. This is for real estate professionals that want to get more consistent, predictable business, put systems in place to do that in a very simple way. Now, pretty much where this came about was for out of every 100 real estate agents I would speak to that we'd work with, 99 of them would tell me that the biggest obstacle to growing their business further is simply they need more qualified leads. And when they talk about leads, what they really mean is getting people that they can speak to and getting their foot in the door, right? So these are the 7 best ways that can help you get more leads fast and without hassle, so you can build a robust pipeline of new listings and really move on from just having those feast and famine cycles that we're seeing all the time. Now, if you saw the quick start guide video, I also mentioned that these are really potent, some of these strategies, so do not try to run them all at once. Pick 1 or 2 and ideally choose one of the for the social media stuff, choose one of the strategies, either number 1, number 3, or number 4. Now, let's dive in. You'll obviously have access to this document below in the description of this video, so you can go in there and you can actually get access to this. I'm actually going to give you that for free, but let's dive in and go over exactly how this works. So the first thing here is running price update ads on social media. So we can see a bit of an example of what this can look like, and I've actually got a template here for you as well, and we can go over exactly how to set this up. But whilst a lot of people, they think that this style of ad doesn't work anymore, or it's old hat, it's overused, whatever that means, right? The truth is these still work extremely well for generating more appraisals and more valuations. Now, these are absolutely one of the best ways to get your feet in more doors and just start getting more consistent appointments happening with homeowners. So they work because they're an evergreen offer, and essentially we're giving people value, because when we're talking about from a real estate sense, we're either giving value by helping homeowners get an idea for where their property sits within the market, or showing them how they can actually increase the value of their property or make it sell faster. So these are really the only ways that we can provide value to a homeowner, is giving them a better gauge for the market itself or actually helping them increase the value of their property before they are looking to sell, are really the 2 main ways. So this is always going to be an evergreen offer that's going to work if we do it the right way. So really the concept of this strategy with price updates, it comes down to ultimately we need to understand that approximately only 3% of the market at any given point in time have complete clarity and knowledge that they need to sell their home right now. And the rest of them are just potential sellers first, and they need to become armed with the right information in order to actually understand where their property truly sits in the market and whether it even makes sense for them to sell or not, and what the timeframes would be around that. And once they can get an idea for where their property sits and how it fits within the overall market, not just what they've heard on the media, then they have a much better gauge for when they are actually selling. And then you as an agent know exactly where they sit, and you can nurture them until they're at that point and nurture them in a way your competitors aren't, and you can get that listing. And obviously we're just having these conversations with enough people, we're going to get the results that we want, right? Because we're going to have people on different time frames. So with these ads, we're going to be tapping into the wider market, getting in front of as many homeowners in the specific farm areas that you guys are kind of going over, because no agent, is going to become successful going after only 3% of the market, because that's the 3% that know right now they want to sell, right? We can't compete on 3%. We need to build a bigger pipeline, and price update ads and just getting in more doors is going to help us do that, and going to help with both now business, but a lot of it is going to be 90 days. It's going to be 6 months, whatever that looks like. But if we having enough conversations, having enough appointments, we're going to get we're going to have that consistency in our pipeline, right? And these are one of the best ways that I've seen to do that. So remember, you're the expert here. So we want to be getting people that are putting their hand up, wanting your advice. And this is the purpose of these ads. So the way I like to set these ads up is basically with this strategy, we're running them on social media. So Facebook, Instagram primarily. And this can help us deliver an extra 20 to 40 new listing leads a month on about a $33 a day ad budget. So on the ads manager, you're running about a $33 a day ad budget. And we want to be running these, local, geographically bound to your target area that you're living in. And we do this through the business suite by actually going into the Meta business suite and setting this up. Now, the business suite itself, how to create an account if you don't have one. It's most likely if you're watching this that you probably do. If you don't have an account for the Meta business suite, then there's plenty of articles online on how to set up an account, and you just link it to your Facebook profile. But I'm just going to jump into the actual Meta business suite itself and go over how you can actually set up this first style of ad. But I do have some. Basically, to actually set it up, you go to business.facebook.com. You'll be able to go in there, log in, and once you're inside, you're going to have a dashboard that looks a little bit like this. So let me quickly go back. So I'm going to go into one of these accounts here. Cool. So I'm actually in our business account right now. So business account, you can see this kind of side dashboard here. Now, normally when you sign in, it's going to take you to obviously this main account overview page. And then we're going to have this view on the side. So the place we really want to be is the business setting and go to the actual ads manager here that we can see on the guide. So I'm going to go into the ads manager, right? I'm just going to follow the steps in this blueprint that you guys are going to have access to on exactly how to set this up. So we're in the ads manager, and now we want to start to build our first price update ad. So we can start getting in more doors, having people inquiring that want to find out what their property is worth in your market. So we're actually going to go in, we're going to click create to set up a new campaign. Now, from here, the easiest way to set these up for you would be going into leads, clicking the leads objective, and we're actually going to select a manual leads campaign. This is how I like to set it up. And now we can actually go through and we can name our campaign. So I've got in this document, I've got exactly how to set up the naming and everything. It doesn't matter too much, but let's say aidanjefferson, this is my appraisals campaign. If you're in a country and you don't call them appraisals in your country, then obviously you can call it price update, you can call it whatever you like. But it's the 23rd of the 3rd of 24. Cool. And that's how I like to set it up. We can see how we've initially set it up, manual leads. I like it. So easiest way is using what we call advantage campaign budget. So basically that's what we see here on the campaign level of the ads. So when we're setting up ads for the first time, we have a campaign level here. Inside the campaign, we have ad sets, and inside the ad sets, we have specific ads, which actually are what have the images or the videos that the target client's actually going to see, right? Whereas the ad set is the audiences that we're getting in front of is going to be on the ad set level, and then we actually have the campaign level where that just houses it. We set our budget on this. Well, we can set the budget on this level, which is what we're going to do here. So we're going to select this advantage campaign budget. We're going to turn that on, and now we're going to set our daily budget. So I'm setting that at $33 a day. You can set it at somewhere between $20 and $33 a day. if you're in a metropolitan area and you want to kind of get those type of results that we went over, the 30 to 40 leads a month or 20 to 40 leads a month. If you're in Sydney, Melbourne, another big city anywhere in the world, you probably want to be spending at least around this. This is obviously Australian dollars, so you can kind of convert that to your local currency. So I'm going $33 a day in this case, and we can leave all of that the same. We can click next, right? So we're going to click next. Now we're going to name this ad set. So now we've got the ad set level. We're going to just call this primary markets, because I'm just going to do a more open ad set where we target all of these types of markets in a very broad sense. So I've got primary markets here. Instant forms and messenger. So I've got whatever page that I've selected here. This is all correct. So we go instant forms, so we want to go instant forms. So instant forms, and obviously make sure we have the correct Facebook page selected. So in this case, I've just got my page selected. And then we get to our actual audience here. So this is the audience that we're targeting. So the simplest way to set up the targeting for ads is what we call open targeting. So we're basically targeting the individual suburbs or individual neighborhoods that you want to target. Now, if you're in the US and Canada, sometimes you will have to do this on a minimum 15-mile radius or 25-kilometer radius. However, with some of these seller ads, we can get around that if we just request a review and we just change the wording a little bit. So it's obviously we're not actually selling housing to people. We're basically getting a kind of consultation around the value of their home. So we sometimes can actually get around that special ad category. But if you are in the US and Canada, you want to stay safe, then you can run it in the special ad category. But if you're from a lot of other countries, like here, we don't have to do that. So we can just target the actual individual suburbs and neighborhoods individually. So the way I would do this is I'm going to first set up my locations. So we're going to go Surfers Paradise. Yeah, so we can see here, I'm going to go very specific areas. Say these are my farm areas. I'm going to go here, set, and then I'm going to drop a pin over the top of it. So I just click drop pin, drop it exactly where that suburb was. We go 1 kilometer, and I'm going to see if that kind of covers that area. It's probably not quite, so I'm probably going to go 2 kilometers for that, make it a little bit wider. Now that's probably going to cover Surfers Paradise a bit more. I'm going to delete this one. Now I'm going to go main beach, because I want to get this one just here. Not sure what that's doing, but we can see it here, so I might just drop a pin manually. And 1 kilometer. Yep. And then I'm also going to get Southport here, try to cover all of that. So these are going to be my 3 farm areas that I want to focus on. So I'm going to set, for this one, I'm going to set a 2 kilometer radius there as well. And now my ads are going to be targeting this geographic area. Scroll down. Yep. Minimum age. So this is where we get to the actual age parameters. Now, I like to set this to a minimum age of 30 plus, because they're the ones that are actually likely to be homeowners. I think, yes, a minimum age, they only allow me to do 25 now with the new settings on Facebook. So we're going to go minimum age of 25. Now, I would run to both genders and have automatic placements on. So we can see this Advantage Plus placements is what they call it now. So leave this on, that's fine. You can leave this, we don't need to do anything with that. And now we can go next, and that's going to take us to the actual ad level itself. So on the ad level, I'm just going to call this ad 1 just to keep it really simple. So that's how we've named the ad. Now we're going to see that this page, and it should be linked to an Instagram account. Now in this case, it's not, so it's just going to say use selected page. Otherwise, you just have to click here and connect your Instagram account. So this is what you have to do in that case. Go in there, link your Instagram account if you want it to go across both. This can still appear on Instagram, but it would just appear as from your Facebook page as opposed to the Instagram account. So that's how to do that. Now, when we get into the, we've selected that, and now we want to, on the ad level is where we actually create our, what we call our primary text, the headline and the description. So we can see we set our single image or video. We select the primary text, which is the text that appears on the ad, the headline and the description, as well as a call to action. So I normally turn off this. You can turn that off. It doesn't matter too much though. So now we can go in here and we can add our text. Now I've got templates ready to go. So this is a proven template we've seen perform in almost all types of markets. And this is actually a template that our team created back in June 2022. That has since been replicated by every marketer under the sun. Now, the good news is that despite this, it still works extremely well in most markets. That's why people use it. That's why people have replicated it, because it does work so well. So don't worry if you've seen something similar like this around. If you follow the steps here, you will get results. So you can just go in here and you can change the colors to your brand. You can change the aerial image to your local market, so it's area specific, right? So this is the template here. Oh, and I'll have to get that up because I'm currently signed in on a different browser window. So I'll bring that up in a second. But we can see here, this is where we actually add the ad creative in the ad media. Okay, so we've just got our template here for the search bar creative that I've given you access to. You can see there's a couple variations that you can use with different colors. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to use template. So you click use template for new design. So I've given you this template. You go click use template for new design. Now I'm just going to do a really, really basic one. With these couple here. So obviously I'm doing an ad for Gold Coast. So I've got a couple different Gold Coast suburbs in there for the area that I'm targeting. So I'm going to put how is your Gold Coast. I'm going to go Gold Coast suburb owners. Now, then this one we also have to change it in a few different places. That. So really there's two main creatives that we can use for this one. Gold Coast, Gold Coast, Gold Coast, very good. And then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to download those couple. Go JPEG. And so these two here are going to be the two that I'm going to use for my ads. So again, just go through, brand it to yourself, obviously change the aerial photo as well. You can delete that and replace it with another aerial. But something like this in terms of the creative is going to work really well. So, but again, obviously each market can be a little bit different there as well. So I'm going to go in here and now I can add my media. So in this case, this is the ad that I'm adding. So I'm going to upload. Easy search. Yeah, so there's one, and there's a couple others. Yeah, so these are the two that I created. I'm going to upload these to Facebook. So I can only select one for the first one. So I'm going to go original, make sure you have original here for the crop. Go down, and there we go. So we've got our ad set up here. Now for the primary text, we've got the templates below. So we can actually go through and use the templates here. Through primary text, insert that in there, insert our headline. So again, just use the templates that I've provided you, and this is going to enable you to set this up. And now for the actual description, which is your property worth, we're going to put that in there as well. And the call to action is going to be learn more, right? So learn more is pretty much always the best call to action that we have found. Cool. Now we've got our ads. The other thing that I would do here as well is we just need to set up a lead form. So this is where we're going to collect the contact information. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to keep the date the same. I'm just going to say appraisal form, and whatever you want to name it, right? Just create that form. When we go to intro, I normally remove the intro. And I just go straight to the questions here, right? So go there, create form, more volume, and I remove that. So we can also add the custom question here. So where it says custom questions at the top, we can actually add in a multiple choice question, which is how soon to sell. And normally I give them a few different options. So I say now, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 12 months, 12 months plus, or like sometimes you can just have just curious. So we can use that in the custom field questions. Now here, I normally go for the description. You'll see I've got so normally I'll go and put in fill in your details below to find out the true value of your property. So go there, contact field. So you want full name, email, phone number. You want street address, because how are you going to be able to give them a valuation on their property without a street address? So that's typically almost the first one that we do. So you'll see here on the guide, it says that we want first name, full name, street address, email, and phone number, and then that time frame question there as well. So that's the first step. Now we can go to the privacy policy. Now here you will have to add some sort of privacy policy to this. Facebook requires it. So I'll just say privacy policy in the link text. We're just going to have to add in some sort of privacy policy. So you can see here, like I'm just going to put in our privacy policy from our company website. Just going to scroll down, policy, and I'm going to take this link. So you do the same, just go to your website, plug in that privacy policy. I'm plugging that in here. And the message, then we got the message for the leads to set up that lead form. So here it's just going to say, we'll be in touch with your valuation. our team will get in touch to ensure we have all information we need to give you possible. Yeah, so something like that is what we can put in here. And now on the website link, you can actually send this to a booking page, so they can actually book an appraisal directly. You're not going to see a large amount of people book directly, as most people will just inquire, and there'll be a bit too much friction for them to book. But if you do get a booking, that's like a bonus. Anyone that comes through these types of ads, we should be calling, having a conversation with, using it as a conversation starter, because this is kind of the first step for someone that is going to look to eventually sell their property, is first getting engaged in the market, as I mentioned to you before. So really this is what we want to do here as well, is we can either go link, or you can just link this to your website, or even call the business directly. So I'm just going to go view website. I'm just going to put mine in there. Actually, I'm going to actually put that as the booking page. So this is what you can do if you have a booking page. I'm going to go claim your market. We can see this has the actual calendar on it. So we can do that. Let's go to the link. And we can just change the call to action text, which is the button here. Book, all caps, book a call. Now, book, or for you it would be book appraisal now as an agent, or book valuation. So I'm going to go create form, right? Now we've got our form attached, and we've created our first lead generation ad, right? So this is fully set up. Now we have our first lead generation ad. Now the other thing I would do is I'll normally duplicate this ad here where it says add one. I'll click the three dots and I'll go quickly duplicate, and I'm going to add in that second different ad variant that we just created. So I'm going to clear this. We go add media, add image. I'm going to add that second one in. I'm going to leave the rest the exact same. You'll see it has the same copy, has that same lead form, but it just has a slightly different creative. And now we'll be able to run this. If we click publish, it's going to publish this, and then we'll be able to set these ads live and start bringing in our first leads. So that is how the price update ad works. Now, to actually get access to those leads, just so you know, you're going to have to go into what they call the lead center. So you can either get these sent directly to a spreadsheet with some external automations using a tool like Zapier or Make, or you can go directly to the lead center within Facebook. Yeah, so to find this, I've actually gone down to the bottom where they've got this magnifying glass. I'm just going to go lead center, because sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to find. And now you'll see it says how to manage your leads in lead center. Download your leads from the lead center. It will send us a link, and that will show you how to actually get access to the leads until you're able to actually set up some custom automations and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully that all makes sense. That is the first lead generation strategy from this guide. Now, if you actually want our help in setting up systems and more robust systems across everything, then you can actually get in touch with our team. But this is the first strategy that we actually go over with you, and how to set up a price update ad. Now you know, and we can now move on to the next strategy.